Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
To anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be
But
afraid.
every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee, dee-dee, a fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Greetings, adventurers! Wow, we made this 5 seconds early, and I don't know how we did that. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is so exciting. I don't even know. So yes, welcome one and all. Welcome, adventurers. Welcome to Nat 21's first Patreon Saints game of 2023, Escape from Jarl Island, Part 1. That's right, there's going to be more than one part. This is actually the start to a campaign. Tonight, we give you adventure on the high seas in the southern Scandinavian corner of Urt, hence the Viking getup. Joining us this evening are our Patreon Saints, or our top-tier Patreon subscribers, who have earned the privilege of joining us for their very own Nat 21 adventures. So, first of all, I would like to welcome our Patreon Saints on this lovely Sunday evening. I'm going to just bring you both in, because I want to chat with both of you real quick before we start. Hi, guys. How's your weekend going?
It's fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some awesome D&D fun tonight.
Yes.
Me too. All right. Do you want to give us a real quick update? I know some people have been watching your character, your characters do all kinds of amazing things for the last year or so. But just as a reminder, do you want to tell us a little bit about your characters just before we jump into this?
Sure. I am Trollan, Stardream. He is a druid of the Circle of Stars, so he's very into the constellations and things like that. And he's been a little bit in the background, messing around with some of the stuff that the main game has been encountered, especially during the Allbard quest. We caused a lot of chaos in the city.
I heard something about burning down a float or an entire part of the city, or
burning down a small portion of the city, fighting a couple things that we did.
Sounds right. Sounds right. And actually, I'm just realizing now that's kind of perfect, because no better person to have aboard a ship or in a seafaring area of the world than someone who can read constellations. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfection. All right. And also, Point.
Point is a dwarven war cleric of Jossis, who is walking around wearing specially made plate armor that is spiked all over the place, and wields a time-stopping warhammer.
That's awesome. Well done. I'm so ready for this. All right. We're going to jump right in. This is super exciting, guys. We're going to go for about 2 hours tonight, with a little commercial break, just to give you a heads up. I know this is kind of a new season of Patreon Saints games. It's going to run a little bit differently, but I promise you it is going to be epic. This is chapter 1. Let's get it going. All right. You, Trallin or Trallin? Trallin. I don't want to do what Paolo did. So much trouble. Oh, by the way, before we even begin, I do want to mention that from the last 2 games, when I said, I'm not Paolo, I'll let you level up. And, we can use animal handling. Paolo's not here. Well, he watched the videos, and I had to spend an entire weekend in Virginia hearing all about how maybe that's not the best idea. And I do it again. All right. Anyway, Trallin and Puent, you are sitting on the edge of a long wooden table at the far end of a dimly lit tavern on the shore. You are in the Sourcelands. The wind outside is hot and thick with salt, and your legs are still flimsy from your long journey over the water. 3 musicians in traditional Sordic costume play tunelessly in the corner, while tough-looking seafarers order platters of meat and tankards of mead from buxom barmaids, of course. Your own tankards of mead are sticky from the humidity, and the meat you ordered is tough and tasteless, and this place is it's real seedy, is what I'm saying.
This is a bit of a downgrade from the Frog Prince, isn't it, Point?
I agree. Meat, or should I just reach into the storage?
I don't know. It's so hot. This cow fur that I have on doesn't really work too well with this heat.
All right. Suddenly, across the room, you hear the nice lady innkeeper shriek, "Stop her! Stop that woman! I've been robbed!" Your eyes dart to the bar where old Mrs. Larson is pointing a gnarled finger. A tall, blonde, gorgeous, scary woman leaps over the long tables quick as a flash, spilling cups of mead and nimbly avoiding the swiping hands of the bar patrons trying to get at her. She's nearly at the doorway across the room from you. What do you do?
Throw the warhammer.
Okay. Throw the warhammer just straight at this woman's head?
Just at her.
Okay. Sure. Go for it.
Total of 24 to hit.
24 to hit. Okay.
First roll, I got an 18.
That's really, really good. Okay. I'm just going to see if I beat. No, not at all. So, what would be the damage on that if you hit her with the warhammer?
Eight.
Okay. All right. So you have hit her with the warhammer, kind of knocks her into the wall a little bit, as she is on her way out. Trellin, what are you doing?
I could go stand in front of the door and pop out my nice quarterstaff and just kind of barricade.
Okay, you are 100 feet on the other side of the room, just so you are aware.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, then I'm not going to get that far to the door.
No, but you can certainly try.
How about just entangle?
Okay, go for
I'll
it.
just cast entangle.
Okay.
So she gets a. She has to succeed on my saving throw or be restrained.
Okay.
Which is a DC 15.
Okay. It's 16. I'm sorry. I was rooting for you. You know what happened? So last time, it was Mayhemmer used her like rolling app and did really well, and I was like, let me see if it works. So far, maybe that was a bad choice. I'm sorry. All right.
I still use one of the original ones that Paolo sent me in 2020.
Nice. No, the resin ones roll really well for me too, to be fair. The metal ones are fun to roll. The resin
Oh
ones...
no, all the ones that Paolo have sent me roll really well.
Nice.
It's like he sent me all the ones that tend to roll high and he kept the low ones.
I was just going to say that you probably should have... All right. So unfortunately, as the entanglement does not succeed, as you are racing across, and Pwent, are you also going to pursue, or are you just going to stay at your table?
Oh no, I'm pursuing.
All right, fantastic. As you are pursuing, in all of the chaos, the only thing that the bar patrons have seen, because remember, they are cups and cups into their mead, they have now seen a hammer fly past their head. They have heard screaming. They have seen an entanglement being thrown and almost hitting other people, even though they don't quite realize what you were doing. And a few of the big, scary lugs by the door stand up and in a drunken state go, "Oi, what are you doing? Trying to kill us?"
Thief.
"Oh, too bad there's a thing. You're throwing hammers? You're throwing giant hammers in our tavern? What?
Thief.
You think you can get away with something like that? Poor Mrs. Larson over there. She sees hammers flying. They are in their cups. But they didn't see a hammer.
Mrs. Larson screamed thief.
Oh, I heard her say quiche. She's serving quiche next. That's not what she said. You there. You're not from around here. Where are you from? Trying to start a fight?
Really? You're going to try to fight me? Did they actually see what I'm wearing?
They're very drunk.
All it takes is him to say, push. There's going to be a lot of spikes happening.
All right. As you are doing this little back and forth, Mrs. Larson is still very upset. And is being comforted by some of the barmaids, those buxom barmaids we were talking about. All blonde, by the way, because, you know, this is Scandinavia. I don't know why that's an important detail, but there you go. And through all of the nonsense, the big thugs are starting to close in on you, whether or not it's a smart idea. And before they can attempt anything, a magistrate bursts in the door, starts stomping through the crowd, and at the sight of him, everyone falls silent. Now, he is an imposing character. He's moderately tall, but he is barrel-chested. He is strong. His skin is like leather. His dark beard is streaked with gray. And you notice that he is wearing a very fancy tabard with a silver embroidered fang symbol on it. And he sort of strides through the room slowly, hands behind his back. Everybody seems to part for him. And he reaches about where you and the thugs are standing. "What's all this then?"
The tavern owner screamed thief and told us to stop her.
"Well, did you?"
Don't know. She's kind of scrambling around still. Where did she go?
That's a question I'd like to ask you. As you peek behind him, you notice there is no tall, scary, slightly hot, very terrifying blonde anywhere around anymore.
Well, hopefully the owner can sort this out.
Oh, the owner. Because what I saw was a lot of chaos, and you two foreigners starting to pick a fight in my town. Do you know who I am?
Nary a clue and don't care.
Oh, you don't care, do you? You don't care, do you? Well, I'll tell
I
you why you
answer
should
to
care.
Joss, not to you.
All right. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't be throwing you in jail until I sort this out.
You can try.
Oh, he's a tough guy, is he? Well, let's just say I don't believe you've ever heard of the Brotherhood of the Fang, have you?
Can't say as I have. If it's not something that Joss has to worry about, I'm not worried about it.
Joseph, you say? Nah, I don't know of that Joseph feller, but people around here, they know not to cross the Fang. For you see, it is a brotherhood as old as time itself. And I wouldn't be messing with me if I were you. In fact, if I were you, I'd cut the crap. And I'd say, you and I, big tough guy, and you over there, you help me catch this thief. Together, what do you say?
We could buy some good faith in a new town point. What do you say?
They're already trying to rile me. If I get to bash heads while stopping a thief, I'm all for it.
Good. I think you look like somebody who could help me. And I know, since you're new around here, I'm going to give you a chance because you do not want to cross the Brotherhood. So, let's be friends, huh? You and I, we catch that thief because I think you're saying...
And as he's talking, Puent reaches into his backpack and pulls out some Puent Battle Brew.
That's great.
He carries his own imbibements everywhere.
Amazing. Yeah, so as you are standing there, you can see that, everyone has sort of started going back to what they were doing. You can tell there is sort of a tremor through the room that there is definitely a fear coming specifically from the fact that they not only know this man, but they know of the Fang, and even these big, burly, terrifying Viking types are on their best behavior at this moment. So Mrs. Larson comes over and she sort of explains to everyone that a coin purse was taken from her belt when she wasn't looking. If there are any other questions you would like to ask her, any questions you would like to ask anyone else if they've seen anything, any clues you might get as to who might have taken it and what their purpose might be or where they might have went.
Did she see any identifying marks other than the big hammer bruise they're going to have?
Well, yeah, for sure. Mrs. Larson goes, oh, no, I didn't see it. I figured I'd make one of the Vikings actually sound like a Viking and not a pirate. Oh, I didn't see it. No, I didn't see nothing on her. But she was the biggest woman I've ever seen in my life. Really tall, really scary. Didn't know women could have shoulders like that, but good for her.
Any need to reach out to the crowd. Did anyone see that giant woman run through here?
All of these terrifying, big, scary guys are going, nope, no, nothing. They are terrified of this guy, and he's not very big, so it is a little concerning why they would be scared of this guy. But they claim to see nothing.
What was the magistrate's name? Did he give it to us?
He did not give it to you.
He did not.
So he didn't.
Be nice to ask for it.
All right. So upon asking for your new accomplice's name, he says that he is Sheriff Toki Iverson, or Sheriff Iverson. Again, member of the Brotherhood of the Fang. And he basically, upon hearing all of this, he explains that he thinks he might know who it might be. He thinks that this might actually be a bit of a worst case scenario. Sigrid Halfson. Sigrid, he has been chasing her for months. She is a known criminal in the area. She's been robbing taverns all throughout the city. And it always seems to be the same thing. Anytime that there is an innkeeper with a coin purse on their belt, she seems to take that, which is, in his opinion, very odd because there's usually chests of coin behind the bar. Why take a purse off of a moving target when you could just make off with the chest?
Well, thank you, Sir Agason. Would you happen to know where this woman might hail from?
Well, he says, she is one of ours. She is a local. As far as we're aware, she's come from our islands. She's one of our own. She wears our clothes and takes our custom, but she's a very slippery one for being so big. She's a slippery one. And I'm afraid that this time, it's not that we haven't gotten her. You see, she has moved west, down to the coast, from the other side of the city. There is nothing west of here that is still on the shore. And she went out that door, right? The only door to the tavern, which the only thing out there is the boat docks. So either she went back from where she came from, or worse, she got on one of those boats and headed west.
So you think she sailed?
Would be my guess. You all have your sea legs, right?
We've just come from the sea.
Ah, good. Just enough time to get settled until you're back on again. Shall we?
Shall we?
Walk over, grab the hammer, sling it over my shoulder, make sure it doesn't connect with the trident back there.
All right. You have a trident. You're ready for the sea. Look at that. All right. So, the three of you all head out of the tavern, which has fallen dead silent, and you head to the docks. And you notice now that the boat that you came in on was a local boat. It's shaped. It's a Viking boat. It's a Viking longboat. It's really just for passengers to go from one small part of the islands to the other parts of the islands. It's not really where you're crossing large oceans. So there's a bunch of boats docked. There's a bunch of people kind of milling about. Any idea of there's the longboat you came in on. There is a small fishing dinghy, and there is an extremely large longboat that probably could take hundreds of people on it. Those are your options.
Puent in our armor, we're probably not taking the dinghy.
Okay. No dinghies.
Yeah.
No dinghies. All right. So I would assume you guys are going to go for the mid-sized longboat. All right. Fair enough. The captain of that longboat is sitting cross-legged, eating some soup. It's gazpacho because it's really hot in the Sourcelands. You're not eating like hot soup. It's really hot out. But he's eating his cold soup, and he kind of gives you the eye. Like, what do you want?
We need to book passage.
How much you gonna pay me?
What will it cost?
I have a bowl. I don't know why I'm not using it. How much?
Oh, it depends on how far we're going and how long we need you, doesn't it?
Apparently, if I'm making this face, maybe you can pay me in a can of spinach. Why that was the face I picked.
Don't do that again.
I'm so sorry.
Carbonated beverages in the nose do not feel good.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Is that one of the? Is that in here? Hashtag sorry, not sorry. No, but there's hashtag Revolio left behind. Oh, there we go. Life's little lessons. I've learned. All right. Yeah, a coin or spinach apparently is what this guy's after, and Sheriff Iverson is just looking at you like, I'm not pulling out my wallet. Go ahead.
Sir Igerson, what are the fair day rates here? What should we pay him?
What do you got on you?
None ya.
Not a whole lot.
You got 2 gold pieces between you. He'll probably take that.
Oh, I can probably pull that together. Yeah.
I'll give you 3, and you stay where we say to stay until we're done.
Who,
Per
me?
person.
Are you trying to buy me off? Me, who's chasing this thief? You want me to stay here?
No, the boat person.
Oh, little Popeye. Yeah, no, little Popeye will take it, absolutely. He's like, oh, I can
I
buy
mean,
so much.
he said 2 between us, and I'm giving him. There's 3 of us. I'm giving him 9. But
Oh,
when we go into port or wherever, he stays there until we're done.
oh, yeah. Give me so much spinach. I can put it in my gazpacho.
I flip him 3 and say he gets the rest when we're done.
Amazing. You've just made this wonderful little boat captain Popeye man's day. He's so happy. He's gonna have so much spinach. Oh, wait until I show me wife olive oil. You weren't sipping. I could say it. All right. All right. So he agrees. It is not a hard vessel. You just have to, pick up your oars and row. So you guys kind of set off westward. So there is the open ocean, and then there is a tiny island pretty much in your pathway. I would guess, and also, excuse me, Sheriff Iverson, he does agree that, or does explain that it is his opinion that she probably took another small dinghy to that island. So that's about the furthest thing. You're not going to hit much for a while. And she was only by herself. If she was taking a boat westward, that's probably where she would have ended up. You guys want to head there? Yeah? All right. So the problem is, as you are traveling, this nice, hot evening, stars are out, everything looks great. All of a sudden, you see clouds coming in. I mean, rolling in. Wind picks up. And that humidity, that sticky, hot drops completely out. And you start to feel the first droplets of a rainstorm. That little plink.
Hi, Jocelyn is taking pity on us.
That's true. It does feel good at first. However, as the storm increases and the winds start to blow, this medium-sized longboat, even though it is not a tiny dinghy, which, good choice, you would have gotten flipped in the water, is rocking and rocking. I would like for you both to make a dexterity check as one gust of wind takes a wave right over the side.
Ugh. Oh, wet cow. I'm not going to smell good soon.
But did you make the deck save?
I mean, at that point.
I don't know if I made it or not with a 13.
Okay.
12 plus Where's my ability scores? Yeah, to be +2, 14.
You guys barely miss it. Not a 15. That wave does kind of knock you off your feet. Kind of knock the wind out of you. Just give me 1d4. Let's see how bad that knocked you off your feet.
Where did it go?
1.
Oh, yeah.
2.
It's a fox. Get my Viking on. Anyway.
Oh, geez, make me go get my red fox. Why don't you?
Hey, I didn't give you the heads up. We're doing Vikings. Gotta do something. All right. So what was it each? How bad did it get you? 2. Okay. Just some guy.
But I am going to do this because Point does not really like boats. He likes the water. He can swim. He can do everything else that Jossus would do. But this rocking of the boat, let's see how it impacts him. He's barely holding it in.
Okay. All right. No one slips like Gaston on a ship like Gaston. Anyway, I had to do that. All right, fantastic. So you guys kind of made it out relatively unscathed. That rocking keeps going, and it's just a nasty ride over. But gratefully, it is not a super long ride over. But as the island looms ahead, you start to see this sort of look of panic come over Sheriff's face, and he explains that the locals think that island is cursed. That there was a great ship captain, the Jarl. That's all he was known as. No one even remembers his name at this point. He was just known as the Jarl. And he did some unsavory things, because even among the Vikings of the Sourcelands, they still had a code of honor that they followed. And this man was so evil. This man was so greedy. This man was such a legend and a nightmare that it said that his spirit inhabits that island. So the locals actually call it Jarl Island after him. And they actually think that he is buried there somewhere on that island. And people don't go there. It is not a place. Now, the sheriff, he doesn't think that there's a real ghost there, but he does know that the dangers are that it is a wild and uninhabited place, and that you do need to be very careful when you step on that island, because nobody really knows what's out there. Dun, dun, dun.
Clint, I'm having some flashbacks to Cecil here.
Yes, but Cecil is how I was able to afford this custom-made plate.
That's right. Cecil is where I got my power armor.
All right. So, you guys pull up. That ship comes right onto the island, nice and smooth, even though you had a rocky, tumbling kind of ride over. The rain has not quite stopped, but it has slowed. The winds have died down a little bit. And when you pull up on that island, it does not seem too large. I mean, it is definitely going to take you a long time to search it, but the island is thick with vegetation. It is just thick jungle, lots of hanging vines, and you can hear the sounds of like insects, sort of the hooting of all different sorts of birds, sounds you've never even heard before, coming out as the rain is lifting and moving out, and the temperature has dropped to a nice, cool, let's say, by our standards, probably a nice, cool 75 degrees. You know, the humidity has dropped. It's actually becoming, in the moonlight, a beautiful place. And as you look around, you actually see a couple of beautiful green birds sort of fly overhead from one side of the trees to the other. You see this massive beetle-like creature just making its way across the sand. Massive beetle rolling a little 3-foot ball of what looks like mud or dirt or something, just rolling along. You can hear crickets, you can hear buzzing of flies, and even like the low rumble of something. Sounds, I don't know, like a cat or something. I don't know. You hear all kinds of noises. It's beautiful. What would you like to do next?
Make sure the boat's good and tied up.
Good plan.
Yep, make sure the boat's tied up, but
yeah.
do you know how to track?
I do know how to track. I've got a pretty good nature. Not so much a survival, but I mean, I'm a druid.
All right. If you would like to roll for it, see if there's anything around. You guys can also do like perceptions if you want, or
I will try survival.
okay.
I got a 23 on my nature check.
Nice. All right. So that nature check, I will tell you.
Survival.
Fantastic. All right. So the nature one, I will give you a little hint. That beetle was rolling something that wasn't mud, just so you know. I figured with nature, I'll give you that little extra tidbit there. And also something that you would know with nature before I moved on to survival as well. In places that are overgrown like this, in places where the local flora and fauna has had a chance to thrive without greater being interactions, humans, elves, whatever it may be, they can get pretty darn advanced and pretty intelligent and adaptable. So this is not the normal kind of vegetation and animals that you would find other places, you know. And survival-wise, you guys both look to see if there are any tracks on the ground, any kind of sign that someone else has been here. You do happen to notice that there are footprints leading from your east side, coming around past where you are standing and heading straight into the center of the vegetation.
Humanoid footprints?
Yes, they look to be humanoid footprints. Boot prints.
Larger, smaller?
They'd be the average size men's footprint, but again, you're not talking about a dainty little ingenue, are you? think what's her name? Brienne of Tarth, kind of give you an idea who we're dealing with.
I say follow them.
Mm-hmm. We can
All right.
follow them for sure.
Fantastic. As you follow those footprints right to the center of the vegetation, you see that there are a couple of slashes, probably done by some kind of sword or machete or something sharp, sort of leading you in. And as you sort of pass under and around, the sound of that dense animal activity just gets louder and louder and louder. And as you step through, you notice two things. Number one, footprints have gone away because obviously there's a lot of underbrush. And two, the slashing goes this way. And it also goes this way.
So, not that I would know, but I'm going to look at Trellin and go, can you tell which one is possibly more? Mr. Nature Guy?
You know, I could turn into a wolf and do some sniffing around. You know, I'm pretty good at following a scent. when I turn into a wolf.
I mean, if whatever you want to do. The sheriff is sort of looking slightly defeated and frustrated. He sort of looks at you and says, if I might make a suggestion here, since I know there's only one boat back, and, well, there are probably two boats back, to be honest with you, but I know what you look like, and again, you don't want to piss off the Brotherhood of the Fang, so I'm going to trust you're not going to do anything that might upset me. How about I take one of them, you two take the other one. See who finds her first.
What do you think, Point?
I know how we operate.
Mm-hmm.
We should hopefully be okay.
I pull him off to the side and talk to Point so that the magistrate can't hear, hopefully. And say, I don't know that I trust him. I don't know that I want him walking around in the woods by himself. This doesn't feel right.
You think I do?
If we make him stay with us...
I wanted to hit him with the hammer and send that Fang emblem into his chest.
Yeah, you could tie him to a tree, too.
Yeah. Odds are, the way he tried to settle everything, I think they're working together.
Yeah, this is a little too convenient. I wish the omens and the stars could tell me something. They're not speaking to me yet.
It might behoove you guys if you want to do some kind of like Arcana check or some kind of history on that symbol, on that sigil. See if
I can definitely do both.
See if you can remember anything that you might have heard.
I can't do Arcana, but I can do religion.
I only got a 12 on history, actually.
I don't think that would help you with this one. This is definitely not a religious cult of any kind.
I got nothing on Arcana.
And what did you say? You got a 12?
I got a 12 in history. I got a 5 in Arcana.
Okay, so at least with the history side, I will give you a quick hint. The Brotherhood of the Fang has been around for a decent amount of time. You do know that you have heard of them. They do sort of have members across Urt, although it is definitely a group of and from the Sourcelands. It is a mercenary vigilante militia. So these guys, in a small way, probably do help out. They catch thieves. They, do a bunch of other stuff. But they're definitely not super kosher, maybe I'll say. They're definitely a corrupt group, or they can be very corrupted depending on where you go. And it is sort of, again, you guys can make whatever decisions you want to make, but you definitely know they kind of operate like a mafia. So if you do happen to harm or piss off somebody in the Fang, it won't be the end of the story. Again, maybe not a bad idea, but it will have a ripple effect, repercussion. There will be people upset about it. But it is a real thing. It does exist.
We could let him go.
I swear I thought you were going to tie him to a tree. I'm actually kind of gunning for it, but I have no say in this. It's very funny.
I'm going to go with Puente on this one. What do you think we should do here?
I don't trust him right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure that I do, but I trust you. We'll let him go.
Okay.
There's
While
got to
go
be
ahead.
a second boat, so I'm not worried about that.
That is true. That is true. You did see the footprints coming from around a curve, so you can probably assume that there's a second boat somewhere where those footsteps came from. So as you are having this conversation, kind of off to the side, you do hear a lot of noise as the rain has completely stopped. The upper level of the trees is disturbed, and you hear this sort of cackling sound. And as you finish up your conversation and you turn back to the sheriff, he looks like he is about to say something to you. The noise overhead is extremely loud at this point, and a large branch sort of almost shoots down and lands at the sheriff's feet. Just.
A branch, huh?
Unless you'd like to take a closer look.
More looking up to see where it came from.
Okay. Give me a perception check for the heck of it. Let's just see what happens.
Let's just see. All right. Only a 13.
As I watch the branch to make sure it doesn't turn into a snake.
Silly rabbit. Snakes are for Kira Tento's adventures. All right, so yeah, with a 13, those are definitely animal noises. They almost sounded like a less of a ha-ha and more of an ooh. If you would like to inspect the branch a little bit closer, actually, I'm just gonna give it to you, Point, because you are watching it intently. You do see that, yeah, it's a tree branch. It doesn't quite look like it fell off the tree, considering that it is sharpened into a staff, like a spear, and it looked like it was, I don't know, aimed at the sheriff.
Well, he can't be that bad if they're trying to kill him.
Fair point. So the sheriff looks you both in the eye and says, best be careful of those then, huh? And he goes down. Actually, which path would you prefer to take? The one to your left on the west side or the one to your right on the east side?
To the right.
The right? Okay.
Good,
So,
because I was going to roll a d4 to figure out.
That's what I did. I rolled out even.
all right. So, all right. The sheriff, he's going to go off to the left toward the west side of the island, and you guys are headed east. Now, I will warn you, even though there are slash marks through the vegetation, I don't know which one of you is planning to go first. It would not be a bad idea to sort of continue to try and clear some of that underbrush. It is just thick with vines. It is very, you have to tread very carefully on the ground. There are a lot of roots. And as you step, sometimes you hear the scurrying of bugs sort of underfoot. So in what order are you planning on walking through?
Charlton will probably have to go first because anything I clear out, it's not going to fit him.
That is a fair point.
I'm 7 foot something, but I was considering turning into something that was going to be a little easier. I have no bladed weapon on me, so I'm not going to be able to cut.
Oh. Point's going to have to jump.
Point has a trident and a warhammer.
That's true. Oh, wait, the trident would reach up pretty high. You're right. You're totally right.
But doesn't mean it cuts.
It doesn't cut too well.
It's imagine like a fork in spaghetti. It'll get the vines.
More ripping, less cutting.
Yeah, it'll You'll do something. You'll get through. It is slow going is really what I'm trying to get at here. So it is kind of slow going. You guys are hacking away or twirling your trident at the vines. You're moving pretty slowly. And you hear that sound again above you. That cackling, maybe sound up in the trees, but you can't quite see where it's coming from. And the problem is, in that thick vegetation, there is such an echo. You can't quite place where it's coming from either.
Puent, I think I'm going to turn into an ape and go up there and see what's going on.
Okay. Because as you do that, I'm just taking my shield and going like this.
All right. So, Trellin, you're going full Planet of the Apes then.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn into an ape. I'm going to actually cast Shillelagh on my staff before I turn into an ape, and keep my staff with me while I'm an ape.
Okay. So ascending the tree, it's going to be a little bit challenging again because there's so much vegetation, but you are going to try and head up. Why don't you, as an ape, which is kind of a silly thing to do, but can you give me let's do athletics. Let's do an athletics check just to see how successful you are at getting all the way up into that upper tree line.
Oh, how about a 19?
I think you climb pretty high up. That's great. So you do it is very hard to see you once you reach past a certain point. So Puent, at this point, you can hear him going up the tree. You can't really see him. There's just so much thick brush.
I don't know if I can see him because with that noise and knowing what happened to the sheriff, I still got the shield over my
That's
head.
true. That is fair. You are not looking anyway. So yeah, Trellin, as you get up to the top, you see there are a small, let's say a squadron. There's no more than 5, but of these monkeys. But there's something odd about these monkeys. They are sort of, swinging their way among the trees. And they have little weapons secured to their backs with little ropes. These little monkeys, these little weapons. And they're wearing little loincloths. Little monkey loincloths. And it's kind of adorable. But then one of them spots you. Ooh. Ooh. I don't have a weapon. Ooh.
I give it a great ape growl right back at it.
Okay.
As
Roll for
loud and
intimidation.
as intimidating as I can. Did you want me to roll something?
Yeah, can you roll an intimidation for me?
I sure can.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, it's only an 11.
Okay, so so you see there are a couple of young monkeys. It looks like almost like a hunting party, like a scouting party of monkeys. So there are some older grizzled male monkeys and then some younger monkeys and the littler ones, the younger ones, the skinnier ones kind of go and the older ones are just kind of looking at you like, oh yeah? Woo! And one of them takes his little spear and chucks it right at you. So I'm gonna see if that hits. That is a 15. What's your armor class?
As an ape, only a 12.
Okay, so that's gonna be. Now, granted, it is a little. It's not a giant. These are monkeys. It's not too bad. All right, you're gonna take 2 damage from that if that's all right. Unless you would like to try and jump away, duck and cover, as Sally says.
Nope, I don't have any special ability to do that.
Okay, so I will say that the spear does strike you right in the shoulder. I'd say it's about the size of like a ruler, like a wooden ruler. It's not huge. It's not gonna like really, but it hurts. It stings. It's not fun. And that monkey hit you.
I'm gonna go hit him back.
All right. You are not quite close enough to reach him at this point, but if you want to make a nice big swing over, I'll let it be kind of a momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're punching or grappling of some kind.
Well, I could swing my way over there and then just whack him with the staff.
Oh, you're gonna pull the staff out of your shoulder and just whack him?
Oh no, not his, mine.
Oh, I was gonna say that's badass. Okay, go for it.
All right. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a 24 to hit.
Okay. Oh, and you get advantage as well. I don't know if you want to use it on this because you definitely. If
I have advantage, I'm going to roll advantage. No, it was a good thing. Thank you for letting me get my critical one out of the way. Because the 24 to hit will stick, and the crit fail would be the other half of the advantage.
All right,
I've rolled a crit one. I'm good for the rest of the night.
All right, and how bad do you hit that monkey?
It's going to be a 6 plus 3, so only 4. Oh, plus 1 because it's magic, so 5.
5. Okay. You managed. I mean, he's not a big dude. You managed to really kind of knock him kind of sideways, and he's if you can understand. I didn't translate it into common because I figured everyone kind of knew what that was about. So yeah, now all 4 other monkeys are headed your way.
Cool.
Quent, is there anything you'd like to do at this point?
I can hear the general direction.
Yeah.
Reach back, grab the trident. How far away are they? Based off the sound?
They're about 10 feet up, which is not that high, but you really can't see them that well. Maybe 12. Let's say 12 to be fair, because 10 he's only 7 feet, or he's 7 feet tall, so let's make 12 because I was not anticipating a 7 foot tall being. Be a little higher.
Oh, it's within range of my being able to throw the trident.
Oh.
So you rolled your crit 1.
Mm-hmm. You got your 21. Congrats.
So my question to you is, because you just did that, a trident with 3 prongs, are you trying to tell me that you hit one monkey or 3?
I'm assuming 1 because I just did it off a sound.
Let's split the difference. Let's say that somehow you rolled so well, you threw that trident so well that it managed to get 2 monkeys and pin them to the tree behind.
I'm just going to need Trowin to get the trident for you.
I'll be getting it for you.
These are cute little monkeys, guys. What are you doing? You could have just left them alone. You could have talked to them. Nah, we're just killing the little tiny monkeys.
I can't talk with animals.
Can't either without casting a spell. Just because I'm an ape, I don't get to speak ape.
Oh, fair.
I just sound like an ape. I can also no longer speak common. I don't understand ape, but I only have the vocal cords of an ape.
Oh, interesting.
That is
okay.
16 points of damage to divide between the 2.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so they're not, like, dead yet, but they are impaled on a tree with a trident all the way through them, and their little tiny monkey limbs are going, and there's 1 avenging monkey left to look, or 2, I'm sorry, there are 2 left looking at you going, "Who?" And they start scrambling down the tree. So I'm going to say that the one monkey, let me just check real quick. Okay, so he does. All right. So one of the monkeys kind of has this look in his eye. And he points to his friend and goes, ee, 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 ee. And that doesn't sound good. He takes his little monkey hand, Quint, and he reaches his little monkey hand behind him, Quint, and he squats, Quint.
I know where this is going. I've seen Preston and Steve.
And he throws a handful of dung right in your direction. So, I'm going to see if that hits you. Guess who else can crit? Unless someone in the comments would like to stop me.
Can't stop
so
a natural crit.
Nope.
That's true. That it isn't a 21, but this doesn't roll 21s. I was trying it out tonight. I'm glad I did. Okay, so that is going to be... Oh, it's going to be 1 point of bludgeoning damage to you. Right to the face is what he was aiming for, unless you would like to try and dodge out of the way or something. But yeah, he got you with poo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a dwarf, and basically battle rager armor.
Yeah,
There's no dodging.
that is a fair point. But on the bright side, the poo probably didn't make it like into the armor, so you're probably okay. Like it's not on you. It's on you, but it's not like on you.
The Sally AE is probably right.
Sally, you are ahead of me by about 20 minutes. Hang on. Hold on to that thought, Sally. Yeah. So that one monkey is definitely he got you. The other one has started charging at you and leaps up to kind of start to, or at least is aiming his mouth to bite you on the neck, if that is a region that he is able to reach with all your armor. And that would be... yeah, no, he doesn't... he doesn't really succeed in getting that yet. He jumps and misses. Let's just say it that way. I'm embarrassed to hold up what I just rolled. Anyway, we are back to Trollin. You have two monkeys. Oh, I'm sorry. Unless you wanted to react to that point. Sorry.
Let's see. I don't know if I have a reaction.
Yeah, you got some drippy poo and you had a monkey that lunged at you and missed.
I mean, the only thing I'd be able to do is if it was an attack of opportunity. So.
Yeah. Let's just move on to Trellin. They're little monkeys, guys.
Monkeys.
They're little monkeys. What are you doing? Yeah, so you have two monkeys pinned to a tree. You have another monkey that you've basically just like knocked to the point where he does not feel like getting up.
I'm just going to pull Trollin's Quint's trident out of the poor monkeys. And drop back down to the ground.
Okay.
And I don't know, try and make some kind of a sound that, you know, is a little more soothing than growling and hissing at them.
Okay.
Kind of try and, you know, drive them away. Maybe more like a barking sound.
Okay. If you would like to roll intimidation again.
I can try it again.
To intimidate them into leaving with a different noise.
Oh, that's a lot better. That's a 17.
All right. Yeah, that will work. So the monkeys, both each pick one of you, because there are only 2 left. Each pick one of you and do the evil monkey in the closet and run back into the vegetation. And I think, now I'm not sure if you guys usually do this, but I think now would be an excellent time for some confessions. I want to hear all about them.
Oh, poor little monkeys. Forest creatures get a little out of hand. Didn't want to slaughter them. I thought there might be something more threatening up there, like a big, more like a big ape. But oh God, at least I didn't get poo thrown at me.
Art, I need to wash this off. This is not good. Hopefully the sheriff is doing worse than us with this.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for again for joining us here this evening. Once again, I am your DM, Automajnu, and this is the very first Patreon Saints game of the year. They're going to be playing more. Actually, next Sunday, at the same time, same place, we're going to have a bonus game, a totally different story, which is going to be Logan's Library, Chapter 1, a totally different feel, much less poo. But in the meantime, I will just remind you, there's been a couple little changes. Oh, that's not the right one. There's a couple little changes to our schedule. Basically, we have shows every single night. I'm trying to find the new one. I don't see it. We have shows every single night. We have on Mondays, Lady Prudence, Modern Monday with Lady Prudence. And then on Tuesday, we will have, it's not quite into the Feywild, but we do have our regular D&D main game show every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then on Wednesdays, we have Crafting with the Crew with Cubby and Shoshi, which is so much fun. Cubby was just part of 2 of the games that I just DM'd, those Kira Tentos games, and it was an absolute blast. And then at night, Gothic Horror Gaming is happening. Those guys are absolutely hilarious. I don't know if anyone's caught the episode so far. I have been laughing hysterically, and I'm not supposed to because, it's also terrifying and bloody, but it is very funny as well. And then on Thursday, you can catch Sonnets with Shakespeare at 10 a.m. That's right. A couple of other things. I do want to talk about our sponsors. So we have T-shirts. Yes, absolutely. And anyone who is a Patreon supporter who is watching today, just remember that you do get a discount. You guys have a code. You can find it on Patreon. What else do I have here? Oh, and of course, you're watching Escape from Jarl Island Part 1. Next week's Patreon Saints game, Logan's Library. I don't know why it has a theme song, but there you go. We are also sponsored by Ren Adventures Dungeons and Dragons Castle Tour. I believe there is still one spot left. But if you would like to put yourself on a wait list, there is definitely a list up already. If you would like to go with friends or something, definitely put your name on it. If anything changes, you will be contacted. And also, don't forget that Yuletide Monsters is over. But please, for those of you who are interested, check out Madame Ansa. This is not the right image, but I just want to make sure you guys know. Madame Ansa has these amazing tarot cards. She made this beautiful deck. I actually got to see it in person for the first time. It is gorgeous. She spent a lot of time working on it. So if you're interested in tarot reading or even just having a wonderful piece of art, I would highly suggest going and grabbing one of those. They are fantastic. It supports the channel. It supports Madame Ansa, who we all know and love. And I think that is it for our sponsors. I don't know if she's still a sponsor, but hey, even if she's not, go check out justmab.com. You can also find her on Facebook. There is a link there as well. She's got Mab's Mobile Mercantile, and I believe it's mabsmobilemercantile.com. There's some really cool stuff there. There's some great stickers. There's some really fun stuff. So definitely check that out as well. Glasses are awesome. Tarot deck is beautiful. And thank you, Mab's Mobile. Listen, I finished my beer already. mavsmobilemercantile.com. I got it. And yeah, I think that is almost everything. But I would like to say, with my very last little bit, another reason we are all here tonight and every single time we are live, it is because of you folks. So thank you so much. And a big huzzah. And thank you to all of you watching today.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
It should have been mead. Next month, it'll be mead. All right. So, back in the saddle we are. So, you've just sort of seen the monkeys run off into the brush a lot more nimbly than you guys probably would be doing. So they have gotten completely out of your sight line. Shall you continue onward down the same path you're on? Go ahead.
I kind of motion at pointing up and that way down the trail. And I'm still an 8. I only get to do this twice a day. I'm going to get the most use out of it I can in the woods. I'm going to motion ahead and then climb up into the trees and try and make more headway above and sort of scout ahead in the trees.
Okay, and Trellin, I think you have an advantage that did not get used yet before the commercial break. I just want to throw that into the universe.
Yes, he does.
Remember, okay.
As well as the DM now having a nat 21 to use.
I sure do. Thanks, Blondie. I love it. Why is it the Patreon Saints games where like everyone's like, yeah, DM, kill them. It'll be fun. This is great. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. All right. So as you are sort of at the top of the tree lines sort of coming through, you do see from your perspective, the island is really pretty thick all the way around with vegetation. It doesn't seem to open into any kind of clearing, just from where you can see. When you are walking on the ground, though, Quent, you happen to notice something sort of sticking out from behind a root.
I am going to take a look at what's sticking out behind the roots.
All right. So by reaching down, you actually pull out a leather satchel. It's kind of aged. And inside it, you open it up. There are gold pieces still inside of it. But there's also a sort of pocket area sewn in the inside of the pouch, something you weren't quite expecting to see inside. And that compartment is completely empty.
Interesting.
So there's about like 12 gold pieces in there if you want to take it with you.
Oh, I'm taking the pouch with me because I kind of like the idea of the hidden pocket.
Okay. There's some chaotic madness. I could see the cogs turning. Cool. I love it. All right. So as you're traveling, you hear all sorts of animal noises. You hear all that insect activity. But you also hear the snap of a twig to your right.
Do I hear this from the trees too?
You sure do.
I snap my vision to the right.
Okay. Yeah. Out from the trees steps a figure, hands up, like this. Going, no, it's okay, it's me, it's just me.
RX. Jeez, Point. Take it easy there, lad.
So,
Good God.
And an ape holding a fancy magical quarterstaff drops down behind Argrax.
So Argrax, you had not quite made it off the boat in time to have seen all of the things going down in the tavern. In fact, by the time you got off the boat, you had headed to a nearby tavern, seeing that the other one was pretty full. Figured you'd meet up with your friends later. Upon hearing all the commotion, guess what? You took the dinghy over. Having followed the path and the very loud noises and the very big footsteps left by your friends. And being in the lighter boat, you did actually get there before them and just happened to pick this exact pathway.
Funny that.
Is why you're there.
What, Traylon? Haven't seen you in a bit. What's going on here?
Should we start with the fact we almost got arrested?
Again?
Again.
What? You got to lay off the battle brew, or
It
at least
wasn't that.
a little bit less. Maybe
wasn't
6
that.
eggs instead of 9.
We hadn't even started drinking yet.
I don't believe that. I know you, Puent.
I actually had not started drinking. We were looking at the meat, about to start drinking, and the bar owner said, "Thief, stop her!" I threw my hammer. I hit the thief.
All right. And I'm assuming, Trellin, you're still in ape form, so there's not much you're going to say. Okay. All right.
He's just going.
So,
I'm doing it.
yeah. So, Argrass, honestly, there is not anything that you honestly have picked up that they haven't quite yet. You were only a few paces ahead of them. You did hear some monkey noises, but you've been hearing monkey noises, so,
There's always monkey business afoot.
It's true. That is true. As you sort of pass through, you are ducking under branches. You are stepping over very large roots. There is just all kinds. You see those beetles going by again. You see those beautiful green birds kind of swooping again. None of them seem to have much interest in you guys. But the trail seems to sort of bend to the right. And you start hearing that cackling, ooh, 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 again.
Yeah, I hear that, and the shield goes back over the head again.
All right. As the three of you are on foot at this point, as you round that bend, you see an entire line of little monkeys in their cute little monkeys, guys, in their cute little loincloths, all armed with their little spears. A handful of them are armed with oh my gosh,
Slings?
I have it down. What?
Slings?
Slingshot. Slings, yes, thank you. It's like I should read the script I pulled up or something. And behind this, 2 rows of 12, flanked by about a row of 6 on either side, there is a large, rudimentary mangonel made of sticks and rope. And inside of the cup that half dome, pulled back, ready, aimed at you, is one of those large balls that one of the beetles was rolling earlier, of maybe mud or dirt or poo.
Yeah, we don't need any more of that.
Oh yeah, Argrax, you totally missed all of the poo flinging. Welcome to the game. Welcome to part 1, January 2023, starting the year off.
I'm sure he smells it right now, though.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
What would you guys all like to do? Hashtag roll for initiative, maybe, or just line up in a certain way, something like that.
Well, initiative. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Crit 22.
Okay. Oh, and I have a nat 20. Thank you for reminding me.
I got a 14.
Okay.
14 as well.
Okay. Argrax comes first alphabetically. Let's just do it that way. All right, Trallin. Sorry, I'll do it a different way next time. Trallin,
Sure, put
you
the
were gonna
spellcaster in front of the heavy dwarf.
Trallin, you are gonna go first. So remember, you have 2 rows of 12. Cute little monkeys. They got little diapies on. They're so cute. And then you have about six on either side. Then you've got that big. One of them is manning that big catapult of dung. Really is what it is.
You said I'm gonna go first, or Agrax?
Yep.
Okay. This is like a clearing, or they're just in the woods.
It's still very thick, but they have sort of cleared some of the vegetation. Not quite a clearing, but definitely enough to get that big object rolled into the center of it.
All right. I'm gonna head to the right, stealthing into and around to flank as far to the side as I can get to them.
Okay.
And I've got a 19 stealth.
Okay, that's fine. You have successfully sort of hidden back into that vegetation.
Yeah, I'm gonna get as far to the right as I can on them and try and get a good flanking angle. And I can move.
Flangle, as they say.
Yeah.
Trallin's gonna flangle. All right. Anything else on this?
That's all for the moment.
How many feet did you head?
I can stealth 30 feet.
Okay, fantastic. You have definitely reached at least the front part of that flank, for sure. Argrax, you are next.
So we've got a bunch of little monkeys in front of us that are trying to attack.
Yes. Well, they're prepared. They have their weapons pointed, waiting for you to come further down the path. They were expecting you.
How far ahead are they?
The first group of monkeys is about 15 feet in.
About 15 feet, you say?
I sure did. But they're little monkeys.
Let's see.
They're so cute. I bet they do tricks.
Of course, as soon as I show up, the party's in trouble.
You're not wrong.
Normally, this is Aguilar's fault. We come across these sort of situations, but we ain't seen him in many months. All right. So they're 15 feet away, you said?
The front line is 15 feet from you. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move up about 7 foot or so.
Okay.
Not super close, but just close enough to get a good shot with my breath attack.
Okay.
That is going to be a 30-foot reach.
Okay.
Let's see. And this is it's a line attack from my breath weapons, acid. So they must make a DC save of 13 dex.
Okay, all 12?
Whoever would be hit in a...
Yeah, it's a line.
Yeah, it's a line for his type dragon born.
About how far across would that reach when it cones out?
It's not a cone; it's a line.
Yeah, but there is a width on it. I want to say it's like a
5-foot line.
Yeah, 30 by 5 foot.
Okay, so 5 feet. You're gonna definitely take out at least 2 of those guys. All right. So, and I do have to use my 21, but I did see that the 21 was for my big old mangonel there. So, yeah. All right. So you're definitely gonna hit 2 of those monkeys right in front of you. Those poor little monkeys. And how much did you hit for?
That will be 5 acid.
Ouch. Okay. Ow. Ooh. 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 Ah. Ah. Ooh.
I roar back in dragon.
Roll intimidation. Let's see what happens. Let's do it. Why not?
That'll be a rolled a 10, but then I have +7 on that, so that's a 17 for my intimidation.
Okay. You have definitely scared one of those monkeys away for sure. One of those monkeys just drops back in the line and is like, nope, that hurt. Do you see how much that hurt? My loincloth is singed off. I'm exposed. I'm embarrassed. I'm getting out of here. So one of the monkeys
I'm embarrassed for you, lad.
backs up into that back line, gets behind the other guys, and is like, you get him. All right. Puent, you are next.
So with that, he's actually made one of my war cleric abilities of Jossus come into play. It's called Feeding Frenzy. So everybody in my party gets a +1 to hit and a +1 to damage in a 20-foot radius from me on every melee attack.
20-foot radius from you. So
I'm out of range. Yeah.
Out of range at the moment. But yeah, no, wow. That's great. I mean, it's great for you guys. It sucks for the monkeys.
And Point's mad. He's looking to see if he can see the one that flung.
You definitely do recognize him. He is the one holding the rope.
Oh, good. Because I'm going to see if I can take one in front of me using my Warhammer two-handed and send him into that one.
Okay.
So that is a dirty 23. It's not a crit.
No, but all right. So you swing to hit that monkey right in front, in that front line.
Point does crit.
Yeah, Johnny just gave you one.
Oh, fantastic.
That's a crit. Wow. Let me grab my D10.
You have flung a monkey. He is flinged.
Out. That's just under maximum damage, 27.
You've exploded a monkey. His limbs go in opposite directions. His torso flies back. It's the monkey behind him, that little poo flinger. He also is like totally knocked to the ground. You have just knocked the actual soul out of that poor monkey. But unfortunately for you, that monkey was holding the rope, which he's now no longer holding. And anything else on your turn while this is happening?
Yeah, flopping to the ground.
Good call. Good call. Because in that moment, that little catapult comes forward, and that giant dung ball comes flying at both Argrax and Puent, assuming you guys are standing somewhere around 5 feet of each other, unless that is incorrect.
I'm up towards the front line.
Oh, that's right. You moved to the front line. All right. So sorry, Puent. This was aimed right at where you guys were standing. At the entrance to...
Oh, I knew the
and
rest.
I got a nat 21.
I was just trying to, not have as much of a stain going on.
You have just. You're having a shitty day there, Puent.
Apparently. I mean, we were talking about it being, Pointy poop earlier, and I was like, no, it's a poop of Pointy. Yeah, it's definitely poop of Pointy.
It's poop of Pointy. Colin's gonna rewatch this game and go, why did I let you do this?
Well, out of game, I believe someone else was involved with poop wine in Orklandia.
Oh, the poop wine! I forgot about that. That's right. That was Loon.
Yeah, watch what glass house you're slinging stuff in.
That's true. All right, so I'm so sorry, Puent. That is going to hit you. I did get a nat 21 on that. So that is going to be. So that is 10. That is 10, but unfortunately, that is 10 bludgeoning damage. But I also need you to make a Constitution save as well, because Sally was ahead of me on this one.
Oh, barely. I'm assuming barely with a. You said Constitution.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a 17.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you definitely got hit with that mass, that solid mass, and it is yucky and it is stinky and it is awful, but
and it breaks apart horribly on his spiked pauldrons.
Yeah. Well, no, the whole armor is spiked.
That is true. Because you jumped down, though, because you kind of crouched and got really low to the ground, you managed to hide your eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. Nothing got in.
Yeah, but that's still the hair and the beard.
Right. But, if the poo happens to be like some kind of toxin or poison or something, you didn't ingest it in any way, so. But I would be a little concerned.
Oh no! I need to find a bathhouse.
Yeah, but you also seem to notice that
I've been telling you that for days, Puent.
They have a couple of those lined up, ready to go. That was not their only roll of poo, and you actually see behind them there are some more of those little beetles just going about their business. They're not really doing it on purpose. They just happen to be rolling their little poo balls behind them. We are back to. It is Chalin's turn.
Anybody have baby wipes? That ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to turn back into a normal person.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a bonfire about 20 feet in front of me in the middle of some monkeys, if not that big thing that shoots the poop. I don't know how close I am to it.
Kara, it's almost like I have Chekhov's dung written down on my notes. Good job. All right.
So, any monkeys that might happen to be in that bonfire are going to have to make a DC 15 save to take half of 12.
All right. And you said how wide was that again? I'm sorry. I was.
That is a 5-foot radius.
5 foot. Okay. Neither of those monkeys actually, that would be 3 monkeys. You're right.
Uh-huh.
Only one of those monkeys makes their save. So now we have barbecued monkeys. Guys, they're so little. They're so cute. They're like the monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean. They wear little clothes. What are you doing? You're so mean. So you've got
Lunch?
barbecue. Yeah. All right, Argrax. Now that you hear the screams of monkey terror and smell the burning monkey meat, what do you do?
Let's see. How many are still in front of me?
You have. All right. So there are 2 down on the line of 6. There are 2 down in the front. 1 crashed into the other. 3rd one. So that is 1, 2. There are 5 in front of you at the moment. I can also
Are they
look
all
at
within 10 feet?
What was that?
Are they within 10 feet of me?
Hang on. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar on myself. I invoke the power of Hadar, the dark hunger. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from me and batter all creatures within 10 feet of me. Each creature in
Nice.
the area
All right.
must make a strength saving throw.
Okay, so that is 5 of them.
And that saving throw is a 15 on their strength.
15. 1 makes it with a 19. 1 makes it with a 16. Nope. 2 of them make their save. The others 3 are.
All right. Everyone that failed takes 13 necrotic damage and can't take reactions until the next turn. All those
I don't
that
think they
pass
have to
take
worry about
half
that.
damage.
Oh! Ah! Oh, oh, ah, 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 ah. Yeah,
And
they
I
don't have to
roar
worry
again
about
at them.
you're down a bunch of monkeys now. You're down a bunch of monkeys now. So all right, let me just remind. So now we have 2 left in the front. We have 6 behind you, and we've got the 6 flanked. Oh, all right. Thanks, Argrax. Anything else for your turn? You want to like dance on their graves or something? You're cute little monkey.
I mean, I could Misty Step and do that.
You know, all right, Plant.
So, as I'm trying to get up, how many of the little monkeys can I see in front of me, and do any of them stand anywhere near that rope?
So, there are 2 in that front line that are still around that are close enough to you that you could probably attack those. There are 6 behind them, and the 3, there are 3 of them that could, in theory, just step back and grab the rope to reload.
One of those 3, I'm hitting with Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
Which is a wisdom save of 13.
Wisdom save a monkey. It does not go well.
So that is 12 points of damage.
Ow! That monkey is flat. He's still breathing, I think. But
Yeah, because
not
if
much.
it's already damaged, it takes D12 instead of D8 necrotic.
Ouch. Well, you don't have to worry about that monkey. At all. All right. So the monkeys are all set and ready. They have seen that you are not messing around. They did not intimidate you away. They didn't, stand their ground well enough. So the couple of monkeys that are still up with their little slingshots have squatted. And the row of 6, they say, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ah, ah," which apparently means, "Oh, hey, thanks." Which apparently means, "Load up the next dung ball." To which the little dung beetle just rolls it up on the little platform. And they are locked, loaded, and ready to go. And I'm going to let that be their entire turn, because there's a lot of drawing, prep work, and whatever. But yeah, the rest of them go, ee! They have their weapons out, ready to go, ready to rock, ready to come back at you. And I have advantage. It's very cool. All right, Trillin, what are you going to do?
Okay. Well, any monkey that walks in the general vicinity of that machine I'm going to maneuver myself to put the bonfire between me and them, and thorn whip them and pull them through the bonfire.
Oh, that's evil. Okay. So
Yeah.
as the ball is getting rolled up, those 3 that are now 2 that Quent aimed at one of them, the other 2 are getting themselves ready to climb up on that platform to pull the rope and then release to be one of those monkey dung fleers. So yeah, you want to aim at one of those guys, or both of them?
I'll take one of them.
You have a disadvantage, and I have an advantage.
I have a disadvantage. Okay.
I think. Is that valid? Did I see that?
No,
right?
that is valid.
That's from his spawn.
Yep.
Ah!
Oh, well, she's lucky because
All right.
with a disadvantage, I only get an 11 to hit.
Okay. All right, and I have advantage, so my advantage rolled me a 19.
Well, what's their armor class?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Their armor class is 12. So
Oh, it is 12. So yeah, 11 was just enough for me to miss with the thorn whip.
yeah, sorry, you're doing the thorn whip part. Yep,
Mhm.
there you go. Wow. All right, yeah. So that monkey makes it up, and they're like, ooh. All right. Anything else on your turn?
That's all I've got.
Okay, Argrax.
All right. How many monkeys are loading up that next poop slinger?
There are 2. There is one waiting standby and one who now has that rope. He did not get thorn whipped. He has the rope ready to go. Now, mind you, it's still aimed at Quent because they can't really maneuver. It is just pretty. It's made of sticks. They're not really gonna. It doesn't have like a turn radius. It's just aimed straight at the trail.
So it's already cocked and
Yeah.
tensioned.
Yeah, pretty much. Hint, if Quent wanted to just like move 10 feet to the side.
How fast can he move to the side if I do something?
You can find out.
Yep, we're gonna Eldritch Blast them.
Oof.
2 beams, so 1 for each.
Okay.
That's 24 for the hit.
Okay.
And that's 10 force damage that they take.
Ouch. All right. Yeah. No, that ouches those little dudes a whole lot. To the point where they are I won't say knocked unconscious, but they're definitely sort of like, whoa. But I will say that the one, because he has one goal, he has one thing. He has not let go of that rope yet. He has not gotten the signal. He is holding out. He is holding onto that rope.
Good.
Ooh.
Hold
Ooh.
person. Oh wait, it won't work. Dang, I forgot. Hold person would work on you, Talon, or Argrax, because you're humanoid. It would work that way. Yeah, I forgot. It's not hold creature.
Yeah, it's not hold creature. Yeah.
They're very smart monkeys. I mean,
Hit him with the yeet hammer.
yeah, yeah.
Actually, no, I'm not going to hit him with the yeet hammer. I'm going to try to angle a shot with the trident to see if I can pin him so he doesn't release.
Okay. Go for it. Stop it. All right.
I told
And
you,
you are
Paolo sent me the
firing.
dice that roll everything.
It's true. So let me just share this with you because this is pretty good. Not only are you aiming at that one monkey, you're aiming through that second line because you kind of knocked down the front line. There are still, I think, are we down to 2? There's 2 left on that back line. You managed to go through one of the monkeys to pin yet another monkey to the ground. So you now have a shish kebab of 2 monkeys, one of which is pinned to the ground with the rope underneath him where it is not coming back out from the platform. Unless you move the trident. Good job. All right.
And that is 12 points of damage.
Yeah, so that's going to be that second monkey. That first one, I'm just going to give it to you. The fact that you critted on such a cool trident thing. So yeah, you basically got both monkeys. They're not. Where are they going to go? They're pinned to the ground. You got them. They're done for. So I will say that most of that side flank of monkeys that is still there has seen all of this happening, and some of them, I'd say like 2 of them are just like, there is flame, there is barbecue, there are tridents flying. They've had enough. So now you are down to 1 solitary monkey left in that line.
One little monkey.
One little monkey, I believe. If after the other ones have run away, there's 1 monkey left. He is nasty. He is ready to rock. He's ready to roll. He's got a little spear. And he's going to throw it through the fire at Trallon, knowing that it probably will be his last act alive, but he is determined to exact his revenge on somebody. So, Trallon, he's going to throw that little spear right at you. Hey, it may have been the one from earlier. You don't know. And that is going to be... Yeah, he misses you.
And noticed you didn't even have to ask what my AC was.
No, that was really embarrassing. Okay, well, he's like, whoo, whoo. Would you like to react to that?
I'll just block it down with my shield.
Okay.
Make it look effortless. Tink. Oh, Sally gave you an advantage, though.
Woo! All right, Sally, let's just say he has another spear. That's a 15? Yeah.
15 does not hit.
Ah, thank you, though, Sally. Thank you, though. All right. Never mind. All right. Actually, Trallon, it is your turn, because that's the 1 monkey. That's what he did. He's not running. He's determined. He's there. Woo!
He's not running.
No.
Let's see. I'll just guiding light him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna bing. Oh yeah. 26.
Oh my gosh, he's a little monkey.
He's a little monkey.
So cute. He's got a little loincloth that's got polka dots on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 12 radiant damage.
Ah. And just like the guiding light, the monkey is guided toward the light of his monkey ancestors. He hears the call of Tarzan coming through the clouds, and he ascends to his eternal monkey reward with lots of bananas. But not banana assassins. I didn't mean to scare you with that one. That's not here. Yeah. So and now I will let you guys know that even though you've defeated all of the monkeys, feel free to use a perception. I will just give this one to you, that those little beetles in the background do not seem to be smart enough to realize they're not actively attacking you. They're just sitting there rolling their dung. So I mean, you by all means, but all that's left are those couple of little guys in the background, like click 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 click. Yeah. Good job, you monkey killers.
They started it.
They did start it, you're right. Wow. All right. Are you traveling onward then? Just continuing down the road? Are you taking any monkey pelts or monkey meats or?
Always got to loot.
Yeah. I mean, they're little monkeys. They don't have much on them. They have these little tiny spears if you really want to take them. They do have those slingshots. Are not very sophisticated, but they definitely work. There's little tiny loincloths, if you want those, just except the ones that are burnt. The ones that got cooked, there's monkey meat. You make monkey jerky.
Jerky and brew.
We'll
take some jerky.
Have a little toast to the fallen monkeys.
Okay. I mean, at this point, it's probably better to use up what you got instead of leaving it there. Although there are animals that'll eat it, to be fair. All right. Anything else you guys would like to try and loot and find and save? And
if we can, I mean, if there's anything obvious, but
I just wanted to see if you were going to grab one of the poop balls. Honestly, I was just letting that go on a little too. I was just curious.
Definitely not going to deal with a poop ball.
No, it's fine. All right. Yeah.
No, we ain't got time for none of that shit.
Yeah, we got to find this girl.
That's true. So you continue onward, and you see that the slash marks seem to have gotten somewhat more erratic as you're walking. Those sort of hacking, slashing, and as you're traveling, you start to notice you're almost doing like one of these, like kind of getting turned around as you're walking, and it seems to be a little bit odd, considering that it had been a pretty straightforward, very confident-seeming path ahead of time. And as you travel, you start to feel like you're not quite alone. Would you like to please do a perception check for me?
20. Unnatural.
Okay.
15.
Okay. Pwent, would you please do a perception check for me?
Yeah, that's not so good. It's only a 9.
Okay. So, two of you sort of stop and wait to see if you can hear something. And you do hear the sound of another twig breaking, but it seems to come from above you.
Look up.
From the brush, that thick vegetation, you do see a pair of eyes staring down at you. Not quite scared, but definitely surprised to have been located.
Humanoid eyes, or
they are definitely
animal?
Humanoid eyes. The brush is very thick. You can't quite make out a face, but you definitely see a pair of human eyes.
Who goes there?
So upon shouting that, you hear a voice, a female voice, saying, "I'll not go back with ye."
Who is you?
Who's me? Who is you?
All right, who's you?
It doesn't matter who am I. Turn around, it's dangerous here. Go back where you came from. You got no business with me.
Is there
What's to
something
say we
worse
don't
than the
have
monkeys?
business with
Because
you?
they don't seem very dangerous.
Worse than monkeys, you say? This place is cursed. Go home.
Cursed by what?
Cursed by what? What are you, daft? They call it Jarl Island. You shouldn't be out this late. Go home.
Don't know it.
We have a history with islands. We tend to fix them.
Aye. Yeah, we have fixed actually a couple of islands before.
Did you follow me here? You're with him, aren't you? The one chasing me?
Well, that depends. Who is you? Who is him? Get down here.
I will not.
Charm person.
Okay. Sure.
DC 15.
You know what? I'll let slide. Close enough. It's like, you're not with him, are you? You're not one of the fangs, are you? You're not, right?
We're definitely not one of the fangs. That is
Right.
I have fangs, as I give a toothy smile, but I'm not with fangs.
As long as you keep your weapons down, I'll come down. I'll come down. Weapons away.
Deal. Come on down.
All right. So she sort of clambers down. You see that she has a sword, put away, holstered at her belt. Hands are, as soon as she hits the ground, hands are up. It is that same tall, blonde, imposing woman that you saw who had stolen that purse and run off. You have located her. She stands with her hands up. Got no business with me. Got no business with me. You can go your way, I'll go mine.
Nay.
What do you mean, nay?
We were told to stop you, thief.
Stop me. By who?
The bar owner.
Oh, no, you couldn't be wanting. What'd she lose? What'd she lose? A handful of coin?
Theft is theft.
Ah, but is it? But is it? You're working with that fang creature, aren't you? You're working with that sheriff, aren't you? I know.
Would you like a drink?
What kind?
Punt makes a wonderful brew.
All right, we'll all have one, and I'll tell you something. I'll explain to you why you don't want to be working with him. I've got a proposition for you. Pour it around. Go ahead.
Oh, it's not a pour of a round. He reaches into his backpack and hands each one of them a bottle.
All right. So,
Cheers then.
cheers
And
then.
grabs a bigger bottle for himself.
Understood. Do all these bottles look, except for the one that's bigger, they all appear to be the same, correct?
Oh, they all have the Battle Brewer label on them.
Fantastic. So,
He sells this.
so upon cheersing, just before the cup reaches her lips, she says, I haven't introduced myself, have I? That's rude of me. Give me a moment. You might know who I am. You can just call me Sigrid Hafson. And I'm sure I'd like to know you folk, but let me tell you something very quickly. Do you even know what it is I took?
A coin purse.
Aye, sure. What was in it?
What was it, 12 gold pieces?
All right. What else? You don't know,
Something
do
missing
you?
from the other pockets in it.
There you are. This one's smart. I like this one. So before I take my swig,
He has his moments.
I would like to cheers you because guess what, boys? I think we're going to be in business together. You don't want to be mixed up with the fang. At all. At all. And me, I've got a treasure map. She pulls out a treasure map from her pocket in the shape of Jarl Island. And at the top, it says, the Jarl's buried treasure. So, with our cheers, you join me. We'll get the treasure together. I'll split it with you.
Hey, did you buy that from some guy sitting in a blanket in the market telling you your yarn?
Telling me a yarn, you say? No. I know someone who was first mate under the Jarl himself. That's true. It was me granddad. And he told me that in this city, he lost the treasure map. at one of the bars. He couldn't remember which one, but he said that the innkeep kept it around their belt. So I found it. That's why I've been robbing them. Not because I want their money, because I want to know where the treasure is. Because the Jarl, he left it for an adventurer to find, someone to follow in his footsteps, and I think that could be us. I'm having trouble finding it myself, but you join me, I'll split it 4 ways. Cheers.
Sure. I know you're telling the truth.
Of course I am. Shall we?
You know we like treasure, don't we, Argrax?
How do you think Argrax and I are so rich?
He's not wrong.
Come on, it's a treasure hunt. It's a treasure hunt. And you get to spit in the face of that mean old sheriff man. And you don't get involved in the fun. It's a win all around.
Why is everybody so afraid of him, by the way?
Oh, it's not just him. That's a bad bunch to get involved in. They take their crimes seriously. They pretend that they're gonna bring law and order to the place. No, they don't. They're terrors, they are. They take away from the common folk, and they act like they're all high and mighty, and they're corrupt as anything. Not like us. Good, honest pirates like us. They're just digging up treasure that don't belong to anyone anyway. Come on. There's a lot of gold.
We could always go along and say it took longer to find her until we figure out what's really going on.
I like treasure.
Now, like I said, with all the stuff I've tithed to the Church of Justice, I'm still rich.
I trust her more than I trust that other guy.
Yeah, you do. I'm a good, honest thief. I like this guy.
But
All right, we have a deal.
All right. Cheers, everyone. She takes a big old swig of whatever the heck it was you just gave her.
It was strong.
Woo! And with that, friends, that is the cliffhanger we are going to leave our first Saints game of the year on. That's right, because this is only part 1 of Jarl Island. Our adventurers have made their choice, and now it is time for some confessions.
Jeez, I don't know what's up with these folks of mine. We're on a boat. We're going to place. I don't even remember what happened. Next thing I know, I'm at some other bar and walking through the woods, and then bam, I find the guys, and there's monkeys, and the shit's hit the fan. You know, why does the shit always hit the fan?
You know, the one time I don't drink, as soon as I get into a place where I can, look at what happens. Some guy tries to arrest me, some thief happens and interrupts my ability to drink. What is going on? Why can't a dwarf just drink in peace?
You know, being a cow kind, I take a little offense to Agrax picking up that monkey jerky. That's a little insensitive, I think. But he is a dragonborn. That's what he does. Anyway, I still don't have pool on me, but we're going to have to do something about Point. I feel bad for this guy. We need to find a stream or something to soak him in. But this is fun. I like treasure. We need treasure.
All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to bring everybody back in and thank everyone who played this game tonight. I hope that this was as much fun for you guys as it was for me. Everyone at home, I just want to say thank you once again. I hope that you join us next week for Logan's Library, where I believe all of you guys are returning with new characters to just start off our little bonus game campaign that we're going to have going on intermittently throughout the year. But again, once again, I will give a huge huzzah to those of you who joined us. I hope to see you again next week, and I hope to see you again next month. Stay tuned. I will find some more information as soon as I get it for when we're going to do part 2 of Jarl Island. And folks, when a natural 20 just won't do, you need a nat 21. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye.